Although I will say,
microsite, which is raveclubs.com/ISE. So this has been the busiest ISE. Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at ISE 2025, here at the PlexusAV booth and joined by Stephen Cogels. First of all, how's the show been going for you? People who are watching cannot see, but your booth is absolutely packed with people.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been very busy. You can definitely see, like the first day of the show, people enter at Hall 1. It takes a little bit of time to get to Hall 5, but then it just really started.
But they're here. They've made it. Trust.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like everybody has a big smile on their faces when they go to ISE or trade shows in general, and ISE is back full steam.
Which is just such an amazing feeling. So. First of all, talk a little bit about an update on IPMX adoption in the AV industry, because we were talking before this, like a few years ago, people would be like, wait, what is that? And now people are getting an understanding of it, and it's really gained a footing.
No, absolutely. It's like you said, it was like people wanted to understand, learn more about it, and now we're going to like, this is my project, how does it fit in? Our conversations, we were talking about this yesterday at our team dinner, our conversations are longer, more in-depth about details and projects and what does it mean, like for me, for the next 7 years in my cycle of investments, right? So IPMX is here. I don't think it's a discussion about like, is IPMX viable technology? No, it's absolutely here.
Right. So like that's kind of the first question people ask, like, you know, how widely adopted is it? But the next question people tend to ask is like, what does interoperability look like? So a question I think that a lot of people I've heard, you know, just whisperings of is like, how interoperable is it with NDI?
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the questions. I think with IPMX, people do need to realize like IPMX is completely open, so people are having a lot of technical discussions about what goes on in IPMX, and that's all very good. But some people tend to feel that like as a negative, but that's a positive because with a lot of other protocols you don't know because they're proprietary. So when we talk about interoperability or connectivity of IPMX or in our solutions, I think it's kind of two layers. You have the native interoperability because you're using IPMX as a standard. So if vendor A and B are using IPMX as a standard, you get native interoperability. It's one of the things that we're showing here together with Matrox. But on the other side, you also need connectivity with other protocols that might not be able to natively interact with IPMX, and that's where gateways comes in.
Right.
I know one of my colleagues gave a pitch here at ISE 2 years ago about this functionality, and at this show we're showing it. It's there. It's called our Stream Conversion Gateway, and essentially there's a large number of protocols that we can convert into our IPMX-based AV over IP, but also to go out. So for instance, with NDI HX, that means if you have NDI HX cameras, you can convert them. And the good thing is we don't change the payload, we only change the wrapper. So there's no additional latency or very little additional latency that you add. So that's the way how you can get the signals into our IPMX-based AV over IP system. But we also allow you to do that the other way around. So let's say you have AV over IP singles you want to connect to an IPTV system, or that you want to connect back into an NDI HX-based production environment, you can do that as well. So native interoperability and then like connectivity by using gateways.
And I feel like that is getting easier and easier to explain to AV people as time has gone on.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I do think I agree with you that a few years ago people were like, native.
What does that mean? What's the difference?
Native interoperability, but I do feel like people are starting to catch on and see how easy it is to use you guys as a standard because you're open.
Exactly.
It's not a hindrance. It actually does make life so much easier.
Yes, and I think there's still people that you talk to that kind of get overwhelmed with all the additional functionality because they're so used to being in this like closed off,
because
limited.
These are the rules and I have to follow them and nothing can go wrong because I'm following the rules. Yes.
So it's kind of challenging the status quo a little bit, but I do agree with you. Where this conversation 3 years ago was like, oh yeah, this is complicated, don't really understand that, like, I don't feel safe doing this. Now it's completely different, and you definitely tell by consultancy meetings that we're having here. Like they'll go like, I need to start speccing this into tenders. Yeah. Because it's much more future proof.
Yeah.
So definitely a huge shift.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what you're showing here in your booth.
So we're showing, of course, our AVN4 that we've been showing for 2 years. We now also have full functional, what we call the high compression stream. So this is the solution that kind of fixes the issue with high bitrate singles not being able to travel outside of the rooms or outside of buildings.
Right.
We also have a version that only does H.264, H.265, and it's about 40 millisecond latency end to end. We're showing that at our booth as well. And we're showing a stream conversion gateway, which to the joy of our team, we wanted to fully build it up here in our booth, which means a lot of third-party equipment that we needed.
Yeah.
So we're live converting NDI H6 singles into IPMX. We're taking IPMX
cool.
to RTMP. We're doing all these conversions, which we're all doing with our stream conversion gateway, which is in the rack as well. So we
cool.
sell that as an appliance, essentially. And we're kind of explaining the concept of that by showing a whole bunch of third-party products.
Yeah.
Good thing also our parent company has some products that actually create MPEG over IP TSs, which is IPTV singles. So we're showing that. So yeah, very versatile.
Well,
very
how
easy.
better to explain like what you guys are and what you do than by showing them exactly how it works.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
yes.
that's fantastic.
I think we're kind of swimming against the wave a little bit. I think a lot of companies tend to just show like a screen with a video that's in a loop. Like we make it very difficult on ourselves and spend 2 days tinkering around with things, making it all work. So yeah.
But that's what makes you guys different. That's what makes you cool.
Absolutely.
So,
and I think
what makes you memorable.
With any new technology, you need to show it.
You
need to just
show
prove
it.
that
People
it's
don't
there.
want to just see that, just a screen anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where our market's headed anyway. Well, last question for you. For all of those watching, where can people find more information about PlexusAV?
On our website, and actually that's kind of excited. We have a brand new website that launched yesterday.
Fantastic.
So PlexusAV.com. There's a whole bunch of new applications on there. The new products are on there as well. So that's where they can find information and they can find how they can reach out to us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stephen, for your time, and congratulations on a successful show.
Thank you. Thank you for stopping by.
And don't forget, on our site as well, you can go to ravepubs.com/ISE for all your ISE coverage. Once again, I'm Steph Beckett, and we'll see you next time.